All right, it's Bob the Cigar Guy here, and I need a cigar. And I need a great cigar to really kick my beginning of the year. It's what, the 11th of January right now, into overdrive. And I grabbed me one of these Paladin de Sacas, right? Love this cigar. Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, man, that's a banger every day. It is. It's just, man, by the way, I'm Bob the Cigar Guy. If I didn't mention before, got my little beta cutter. Cut it. Oop, cut it with the wrong side. Turn it over, Bob. Cut it again. Get that little piggy tail off of there. Draws perfect. So, I alluded to the date. It's January 2025. I alluded to having a great year, right? Talking about have to have a good cigar to smoke to jump off the year, all this other stuff, and all that's important. And I'm trying to provide content for people that are interested in looking at it in hopes that they'll keep looking at content that maybe they don't like, and I'll give views, right? Not really, but kinda, maybe a little bit. I mean, business is business, but it's not why we do it. We just want to be good at what we do, have an impact on people's lives, because maybe, just maybe, there'll be something that's said here that'll make a difference in somebody's life, and that's important. It is. And so, in thinking about that, man, it's taking forever to toast a cigar. It's killing me. I want to smoke this cigar so bad, but I know, I got to toast this thing. I give it the best chance of being the best smoke possible. Give it its best potential to be ready to be smoked by me. BTCG. I mean, that's what it was created for. It's for me. They didn't know when they made it, but it was. Did you ever think about that? Every cigar that you smoke was created for you. Just you. No. It's not a box, a bin at Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust going, these are Bob's cigars. No, they don't know who they're making it for, but that cigar, the action of making that cigar, was made just for me. And your cigars are made just for you. How cool is that? Never thought of it that way. But I'm doing lots of thinking and introspecting, and I've got to be transparent in talking about this because I'm going to contradict myself a little bit in the sake of finding balance. So, I'm looking for content. New Year's resolutions, motivational quotes and all that stuff. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you that, yeah, motivational quotes are great, but they're not everything. I listen to a lot of motivational speakers on YouTube. I read motivational things. I try to surround my mind, fill my mind with stuff of positivity so that what comes in goes out. But it still is up to me to present something of positivity. So somebody else made a quote about something notable enough that relates to me that I would want to allow it to impact my life. But I need to live a life where I could be quoted impactfully. You should live a life that could be quoted impactfully. If you never have a bumper sticker life, that's fine. But you should do things in a way where it would impact people's lives, whether it's spoken or just observed, or just not observed, but has impacted them. So I thought, made a mistake, that I would pull up a list of quotable quotes for New Year's, blah, 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 blah. My gosh. It is like billions of quotes. Tons of links, tons of this and this, of all sorts of different subsets and categories. It's crazy. And so I thought I would read through a couple for a couple minutes. Let's rock this for about 10 minutes. And maybe we'll talk about it a little bit, maybe we won't. But what I will talk about is this Paladin de Saca is just, it's almost distracting. It is so good. It is so good. No wonder the Sin Compromiso line has been on so many of the best of lists for this year. And it's not a new cigar. It's been around for a good while, but it still just it has legs. That's what I call it. It just delivers. The quality control is great. The consistency is great, but the original product is just, man, it just hits on all cylinders. So I didn't write all these down because I don't know how many I'm going to read. I don't know where we're going with this, but we're going to look at some of these, and I'm going to probably go boo to some and maybe talk about some others. I don't know. First time I've done it, so let's try it. All right. We cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them, by Albert Einstein. All right. Makes sense. I could see that in my life. Learn as if you will live forever. Live like you will die tomorrow. All right. But I'm not going to use that every day. Stay away from those people who try to disparage your ambition. Small minds will always do that, but great minds will give you a feeling that you can become great too. Mark Twain. Now, Mark Twain has another one that says, I smoke in moderation, only one cigar at a time. I love that quote from him. Now, this quote's pretty good. I could see using that and sharing to other people, because sometimes I get quotes just so that I can regurgitate them out to somebody else in a time of need. When you give joy to other people, you get more joy in return. You should give a good thought to the happiness that you can give out. Eleanor Roosevelt, that's true, but you got to be careful. Some people are nothing but a emotional vacuum. They will suck everything out of you, but they will give you nothing in return, and you'll be left there empty, wondering why you've got nothing left to give. So be very careful about that. It's only when we take chances that our lives improve. The initial and the most difficult risk we need to take is to become honest. All right, if I want to go deep thinking, but I want some nuts and bolts here. Let's find a nuts and bolts one. The road to success and the road to failure is almost exactly the same. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. That sounds like somebody trying to sell you something. That's a long one. There are 3 ways to ultimate success. The first way is to be kind. The second way is to be kind. The third way is to be kind. By the man himself, Mr. Rogers. I like that. All these things are good. I'm not saying that. Maybe I'm just in a stinky mood. But some of it just, it just is just. It's just extra. It is. It is, and it can be overwhelming. To know how much there is to know is the beginning of learning to live. Oh my gosh. Either you run the day or the day runs you. I'm down with that. I'm a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. It's Thomas Jefferson. I can believe that as well. Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's a lot. I could scroll for days. I could do a 24-hour marathon on what everybody else said. I could do a 24-hour marathon about how everybody else fixed their problems, or at least fixed your problems, or whatever. Did I tell you that this cigar was made just for me? Did I tell you that this cigar had only one end user? And that how it affects my life is the most important thing this cigar could ever do? And it doesn't matter. They make 100,000 cigars, identical, if they could. This one, it's mine. Did you know that your life is just yours? There could be 100,000 different lives, and they could be identical if they could. But none of them are yours. You are an individual. And yes, surrounding yourself, immersing yourself, digesting in other people's lives and lessons, motivational information is good. But it's just an add-on, because without your life, it doesn't have any impact on you. Does that make sense? And don't get so hung up on what everybody else thinks, what everybody else says, what everybody else does, what everybody else's advice is, what everybody else's experience is, what everybody else's winnings and losses and goals and pluses and minuses, and what they have and what they don't have, and what they've been through and what they haven't been through, what they've achieved and what they failed. Don't focus on that. You're not in competition. The only person I'm in competition with is me yesterday. Just try to be a little bit better. And in that competition, I can win. Competing against somebody else is just a waste of my time. Number one of us has to win. I want us both to win. I want you to win. If I compete against you, then I don't. I want me to win, right? Now, I'm not saying be competitive. I'm not saying don't root for your sports team. I'm not saying don't get into competitions. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying in life in itself. Remember that you are quotable. Your life is quotable. What you go through is valuable. What you bring to the table is valuable and worth it. And the problem is, some people want to be in competition with you and everybody else. And so in doing that, they have to make sure that you don't win. They have to either tell you that you're not good enough, you're not worth it, you're not at this level, you're not able to, you're guilty, it's your fault, it's your whatever. Don't listen to them. Listen to me. You're good enough. It's not what you do, it's who you are. This year is your year. You will have adversities. There will be moments that life sucks. I believe that. And I also believe that you are created with the ability to get through that, hopefully learn your lessons, and move forward. You also are in line to get great blessings and great moments of joy. And I hope you see them, and I hope you drink them in, and I hope you experience them, and I hope you share them with others. So, this year, when you fire up that cigar, remember, this cigar was made just for you. And your life was made just for you. And me, I love you. I really do. I'll see you later. Go get you some of that life. It's waiting for you. Later, Tater.